Hello, this is Patrick Tycoon Jones. Hello to all of my Tycoons. We are here with another episode. So this episode is all about blazing your trail and validating yourself. I'm sick and tired of people trying to validate themselves through others. Stop doing that to yourself right now. Let's get into it. Hello, this is Patrick Tycoon Jones. Today we're here with another episode. Blaze your trail and validate yourself. Please do that, folks. So we'll get right into that. Number one, never let another soul validate you anymore. So there's a lot of people right now on social media. There's a lot of people, period, just not in social media, in life, that are looking for everyone else to validate them. Like, for example, I was out one time and, I heard a man and a woman, they were talking. It looked like they were either married or significant others. Nevertheless, she was like, "Oh, honey, what do you think about my fragrance?" And he was like, "Man, it smells really good." I guess that just wasn't enough. So there was another lady, and I'm just observing at this point in time. There was another lady, and the lady proceeded to say, it appears as though she didn't know her, proceeded to say, "Oh, hey girl, how do you like this perfume that I have on?" And she was like, "Oh my goodness, that's great." And so the reaction that the woman that had the fragrance on, that she gave the other lady compared to giving her significant other or husband, was two totally different things, right? So I'm like, that's interesting. So the validation she received from a stranger was more significant than the validation she received with her significant other or husband. I just thought that was a little off. And now I also look at social media. Everyone's looking for the like. Everyone's looking for that certain level of validation, right? Well, guess what? When I started my, YouTube channel, I had like 2, 3, 4, 5 subscribers. You think I was worried about that? Absolutely not, right? Now we're over 2,000 and it's gonna grow from there. I know that. But that's the belief that I have in myself, right? I don't need anyone else to validate me. I'm validating myself. So if you wanna walk around and you wanna walk around with your chest out, the confidence, that whole aura, then you need to be validating yourself. If you want to walk around and you want to be confident 1 minute and then, the next day you're not confident because you didn't get the validation that you're seeking, then go look for others to validate you, okay? That's extremely important. That's why I took some time on that. Next, play the game or build your own. So what I mean by that is, if you're in corporate America, if you have a job, if you have a manager, if you're not the boss, that doesn't matter. Know the game that you're in. You know what? I'm an employee. And if you're in that game, be the best employee that you can be, okay? Because they always say this: you have to be a good soldier before you can be a good boss. Meaning, you have to be able to follow before you can lead. So that means not everyone's just gonna jump out there and be a boss. That means that a lot of you, 99% of you, are gonna go have a job first, right? And then you can deviate and do whatever it is that you wanna do. But know the game that you're in and play it well, okay? And remove all feelings out of that, right? If someone says something that you don't like and it's your boss, but you're the employee, be the employee. Let that bounce off of you, as long as they're not offending who you are as an individual, right? As long as they're not name calling, doing things of that nature. But guess what? Maybe the tonality, you didn't like that. And now it's got you in your feelings and you're all upset because the person used the wrong tonality. Look, play the game that you're in and play it to win. And if you don't like it, that's why I said, or build your own. If you don't like it, go out there and build your own game so you can be your own boss, right? Otherwise, Master what you're doing right now. It's important to master it. You need, you know what they say, 10,000 hours to master anything. So did you put 10,000 hours in before you go out and you want to be the boss, right? Did you master yourself, your feelings? Did you master whatever profession that you're in? Do you know everything about it? If you don't, check yourself, because you're not going to get anything before it's meant for you to have. Remember that. You're not going to get anything before it's meant for you to have, period. And if you don't have it right now, it's because you still have some learning blocks before you can go out there and get it. Okay? So, play the game or build your own. Next, if you let people sleep on you, they will. And what I mean by that is, if you're not speaking up for yourself, if you're not talking about what you bring to the table, if you're not reiterating that stuff, if you're not talking about the success that you're having or the success that you had, if you're not doing that, then you're not doing yourself any favors whatsoever. So why in the hell is anyone else going to do you a favor if you can't even do it for yourself? Okay? So if you allow people to sleep on you, they will. If you allow people to talk down on you, they will. If you allow people to disrespect you, they will. Stick up for yourself, right? Sometimes you have to check someone professionally. It doesn't have to be you getting all out of character, but don't ever let a single soul sleep on you. And I do need to reiterate this. Some of you are probably thinking, oh yeah, you know what? Patrick Tycoon Jones, he's right. I'm not going to let another soul sleep on me, right? No matter what that means. And then you go out there and you get into a physical altercation, or you get out of character, you start yelling or cussing somebody. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. You know what they always say? If you have to yell, then you need to increase your intelligence level and increase your argument. If you have to go to a fisticuffs and start throwing blows, then you're definitely, not listening to me, because I don't stand for that, right? You need to conduct yourself in a professional manner. And guess what? Sometimes you can kill people with kindness, right? And I'm not talking about in the literal sense. I mean deflecting them, right? And most of the time, if you use your words, you're firm, with a firm tonality, you know what you stand for, so you don't fall for anything, then you're gonna garner the respect that you want, okay? But never let anyone, a soul, sleep on you, okay? Next, speak up for yourself. If you're not speaking up for yourself, right, if there's something that just transpired and you don't like it, you better speak up for yourself. If there's someone that has disrespected you, you better speak up for yourself. The days and the time of you sitting back and being overly passive and turning the other cheek and not standing up for who you are, those days are long gone, okay? It's now time for you, especially in this tycoon era, it's time for you to stand up for yourself on the job, outside of the job, go out there, achieve, get what you want, and get what you deserve. It's out there for the taking. And if you're not going out there and getting it, that's on you. We're in the day and age now, folks, where we can put ourselves on, right? We can get a camera, we can get our iPhone, we can get our smartphone, we can start building content. We can start going out there and selling products, right? Grant Cardone said it best. He said, you don't have a money problem. You have a problem where you're not producing anything. Folks, we're in the day and age where if you're producing a product, you're producing content, you will win. Okay? If you're producing results at your job, because it's not just about a product, it's not just about content, but if you are producing positive results at your job, they're not going to get rid of you. They want you. It's hard to find good help out there. Okay? So always, always, always speak up for yourself. Next, self-promotion is key. I was at a conference in Dallas. I was in a conversation with a couple of gentlemen, esteemed gentlemen, movers and shakers in the field that I was in for that particular conference, as am I. And one guy mentioned someone else. I didn't know who he was referring to, but he mentioned someone else. And he said, man, that guy has no shame in the way that he self-promotes. And then I later found out that the guy that they're talking about is a CEO. And I'm thinking to myself, well, you're not a CEO, are you? And he's self-promoted his way to the top. How is that negative? Because the way he said it, it's like it was a negative thing. But if the man is a CEO and he's winning, how is self-promotion a negative thing? Sometimes you have to tell these people what you've done. You have to tell these people on a consistent basis what you brought to the table, the money that you made them, the positive changes that you made for the organization, right? And you have to start demanding, look, it's time for me to run the division. If I'm doing this, I need to run the division. If not, I'm gonna go somewhere else where I can run the division. And self-promotion is key. What's wrong with that, right? If you're out, people are talking about the success that they had, why can't you talk about the success that you're having? Why can't you on the job, when you're sitting down with your manager, have a list of positive things ready to rattle off that you've done? The impact that you've made, the money that you've made, how you've exceeded quota, how you've exceeded expectations, how you're going above and beyond. Because here's the thing, folks, if you're not willing to do more than what you're getting paid, you will never get to the point where you're doing less than what you're getting paid. Let that sink in. The point is you need to work, promote it, and then climb that ladder. There's nothing wrong with hard work, dedication, sacrifice, perseverance. Work, no matter what you're getting paid. Because at some point in time, you're gonna wake up and you're like, whoa, I never thought that I would be getting paid this much, but I remember 6 years ago, I was working 10 times harder, but now I'm getting paid 10 times more. It's because your reputation is preceding you. But how are people gonna know about your reputation if you don't talk about it? If you don't promote yourself? Folks, you better wake up and smell the coffee. You have to self-promote. Next, act in the now, right? Be present now, but plan for the future. What does that mean? That means you have to be omnipresent with what you're doing today, but you also need to be in the future building that out. What does that look like? What does my life look like? What will I be driving? What neighborhood will I be in? What state will I be in? What job will I be doing, right? What company will I be creating? If you're not thinking about that in the future, but doing what you need to do right now, then you're losing, right? There's a gap, and we can't have that gap, Tycoons. So you need to be in the future building that out, but working extremely hard right now in the present so you can get to your future goals. That's what that's about. And that's extremely important. Next, time is precious and don't ever neglect it. So I was reading something. It was actually fascinating. And I want to share this with you. They said, you cannot dwell on what has happened in the past because that now belongs to death. What does that mean, folks? Reflect on what happened in the past, but don't live in the past. Because it's over, it's dead, it's decrepit. It no longer exists. It's in the coffin, it's over, right? So why are we sitting there dwelling on the past when the past belongs to death is the same? So don't ever take time, your time right now in the present for granted, because you never know what tomorrow is going to bring. And then the time that you do have, make a positive impact. Work towards where it is that you want to be in life. That's what we have to do. And get away from the people or the things that are wasting your precious time. Get the hell away from it. Avoid it like the plague. You've heard me say that before. Avoid it. It does you no good. What is it serving you? How is it serving you? The point is it's not serving you, right? So folks, that concludes Blaze Your Trail and Validate Yourself. And you know what I always say, lock in with me because you know I'm locked in with you. And please like, subscribe, share, and definitely send this to someone who needs the Tycoon knowledge. Until we meet again, folks, take care.